Wow, man. You know 50 Cent looks up to him too, man.
Yeah, I f 50 for real. You know what I mean? He's a good person. I f 50. You know what I'm saying? I remember because I know he had to shut him down with Onyx.
If you want to rap or sing or whatever, don't become a part of the game. You know what? Listen to a song I called The Industry. And that pretty much explains, you know what I'm saying, what the shit's about, the industry.
I was no longer focused on the money. I never felt like this. I later found out that he laced the blunt with crack. Why would you do that to a child?
50 Cent and Jadakiss are linking up for a podcast, diving into the life and legacy of DMX. And that alone is enough to get people talking, because X's story is layered, legendary, and complicated. But here's where it gets interesting. According to sources close to 50, he doesn't just want to celebrate X's impact, he also wants to expose how Jay-Z was allegedly moving funny behind the scenes to sabotage DMX. The whole jealousy narrative, the idea that when X was a threat to Jay at Def Jam, and even those allegations that DMX was taken out because he knew too many dark industry secrets.
DMX tried to warn us. DMX was speaking out against the industry a long time ago. Check this out.
Just the wrong one in the industry and you will get hurt. I'm not an industry artist. I'm an artist in the industry. So I do what the f I want because nobody can finish me.
That's the
The industry wanted, dead or alive, new artists to sell their souls in the way they survive. I'm sick of this industry shit. The industry playing them like an industry bitch. They tried to finish me quick, but I am long, so I stand strong.
Now you already know, if 50's involved in a project about someone like DMX, he's not going to be tiptoeing around anything. And if you didn't already know, 50 Cent and DMX actually had a solid relationship. It wasn't hype, it wasn't fake industry love. They respected each other. And even though they came from different camps, 50 with G-Unit and X with Rough Riders, it was never that weird competitive energy. And they also collaborated on the track Shot Down with Styles P. And when X passed in 2021, you could tell 50 was deeply affected. He basically said he's lost so many people over the years that it's hard to even process it the normal way anymore. He gave X his respect and said he'd talk more when he was ready. 50 wrote, "I don't deal with losing people well. Over the years, I lost so many people I don't process things the right way. So I wait till I feel something to say something. I'll say what I feel when I'm around people I know loved him. God bless him." Well, almost 5 years after DMX's death, it looks like 50 is finally ready to share his feelings. And with this new podcast, 50 reportedly wants to go deeper and actually talk about the circumstances around his passing, including those rumors that X was taken out and that it was staged to look like OD. Now the question is 50 dragging Jay-Z in this conversation because of their personal beef and he's just being messy? Or does he actually have some type of proof that could implicate Jay and DMX's untimely passing?
Now you wondering why DMX blow them out. How grown folks talking, close your mouth.
For years, there have been quiet rumors floating around that Jay-Z might have played some kind of role in DMX's downfall, like there were bigger industry forces involved and it wasn't just random. Then, after X passed in April 2021, Jay showed up on The Shop with LeBron James and basically claimed that although X was super competitive with him back in the day, it was always nothing but love and respect between them.
So there was a competitive thing, but it was big love. He was so competitive with me. I never met a human being more competitive with me, like ever, not even my big brother.
But here's the part Jay never really brings up. According to DMX himself, he felt like Jay was the one making it competitive and going after him. In 2004, Jay-Z stepped in as president of Def Jam Recordings, taking over from Leor Cohen, and X always said that's when the energy shifted. Before that, DMX was carrying Def Jam on his back. He had 5 straight #1 albums between 98 and 2003. That run is crazy. Not 1, not 2, 5. But when Jay took the executive seat, X started saying his 6th album, Year of the Dog, again, wasn't being handled right. Release dates were getting played with, momentum wasn't the same, something was happening behind the scenes.
You know, like I said, I had the crazy track record, Def Jam, everything was good. You know, I go to do the 6th album, and you know,
Jay-Z became president.
Yeah. You know, when he first got the job, he hit me with the call like, "Yo, dog, inmates is running the building," like, "Yo, you good?" Finish the album, shoot the video. What happened? Vacation and, you know, we don't know. What you mean you don't know? How do you listen to a whole album, pick a single, shoot a video, then don't know?
So the way X told it, once Jay-Z was lining up his own comeback, he wasn't trying to have any heavy competition in the way. From DMX's perspective, Jay felt threatened and didn't want anyone else fighting for that top spot while he was stepping back into the spotlight.
Okay, I see what's really good. You're trying to eliminate the competition. You know, because at first you retire, you know, then get me off the label, now you're back rapping again. Okay, it's all good. That's all good.
That's when X said the light bulb went off for him, and he decided to step away from Def Jam Recordings. But that wasn't the end of it, because X felt like it went deeper than just an album rollout. See, when DMX talked about Jay-Z, he wasn't just talking rap competition. He was talking industry politics, the power circles, the shady people behind the curtain, culture vulture executives, the whole machine. And the way DMX moved was different. While Jay-Z leaned into the business side heavy, boardrooms, partnerships, ownership plays, DMX was always blunt about how labels control artists. He'd openly say these companies keep a tight grip, and he wasn't about to water himself down or play nice just to stay in position.
They got this new breed of rapper that's paying DJs to play their shit.
Right.
And, you know what I'm saying? They sucking the record label executives, and it's like there's too much of that going on.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Let me be me. Let me be the artist that I am and just play my motherfucking music. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
Now they want you all up under this, you know, sitting at the going to dinner with them and shit like that, and you know, all that favor for a favor. I don't get down like that. Look, I give you the music, you give my money. That's it.
Back in 2005, DMX dropped The Industry, and that record wasn't subtle at all. That was X basically pulling the curtain back and exposing how the music business really works.
The game is bullshit, man. The game is fucking bullshit. If you want to rap or sing or whatever, don't become a part of the game. You know what? Listen to a song I called The Industry. And that pretty much explains, you know what I'm saying, what this shit is about. The industry. Man, it's not the same. The industry, it's not a fucking game. The industry, real is dying to get in the industry just to find they don't fit in. The industry ain't what it used to be. The industry's trying to control the way you MC. They want you to dress like this and talk like that, but I'm going to dress like this and talk with the gap, the industry.
Now, when it comes to Jay-Z, he's been running the industry chessboard since day one. Over the years, people have thrown a lot of accusations his way, from claims he was ready to throw his closest friends under the bus if it served his agenda, to much darker allegations of actively working to sabotage pro-black causes. And then there was the whole issue of jealousy. Many industry figures have hinted that Jay has a very fragile ego, and even Irv Gotti said Jay was straight up envious of DMX. Apparently, back in the day, Jay and his mentor at Def Jam Records used to laugh at X, thinking he'd never really blow up the way he did. And it's wild to think about that now, considering how X ended up dominating those charts.
First meeting I ever had, I was like, we gotta sign DMX, and they laughed at me. I remember when I left the office, Tina Davis said, she knew what I wanted to sign DMX. She said, if DMX don't sell, your ass is fired. Jay and Dame did not believe in DMX. Jay would be like, you think he's better than me? And I'd be like, he's nice just like you. I said, if you look in the hood, there's less of like you and more like him. Yeah, but he don't want to live that. He's depressing, Gotti. And I said, I don't give a fuck. So Jay used to watch me grind with X, and he was off with the Hitman. And then something strange happened when I made Get At Me Dog. If you remember at the beginning of the video, it's the heartbeats, doom doom, DMX, doom doom, live at the tunnel. Y'all don't even remember the tunnel. Funk Master Voice, doom doom, and then I put that sound bite. Let's take it back to the streets, mother. Doom doom. The video's flashing, f***ing up your eyes. It caused change, and now there was no more shiny suits. We back to the hood, and X is the leader of this revolution. I used to put on the wall a triangle with 5. And they was like, they used to clown me. And they used to be like, who's gonna buy his records, Gotti? Chihuahuas, he's barking. No one wants to hear that bullshit. And I'd be like, yeah. Soul 5.
And with everything that's come out about Jay-Z since DMX passed, especially now that his name popped up in the Diddy trial and Epstein files, many fans are convinced DMX was trying to expose Jay the whole time. And some people are even taking it a step further, saying DMX might have been targeted because he knew too much about Jay and his inner circle. Now, as for the official cause of DMX's death, On April 2nd, 2021, around 11 p.m., X was rushed to White Plains Hospital in critical condition after suffering a heart attack at home, which may have been triggered by an OD. It was reported that DMX suffered cerebral hypoxia while paramedics tried to resuscitate him for 30 minutes. The next day, his attorney, Murray Richmond, confirmed X was on life support, and his former manager, Nakia Walker, said he was in a vegetative state, leaving the family to determine what's best from there. By the morning of April 9th, DMX had lost function in multiple organs, including his liver, kidneys, and lungs. And sadly, he was pronounced dead shortly after. He was just 50 years old. Later, on July 8th, the Westchester County Medical Examiner officially listed the cause of death as a heart attack. But as it usually happens when a bold, outspoken artist who wasn't afraid to challenge the system dies suddenly, fans didn't just accept the official story. And even to this day, a lot of people believe DMX was taken out because he knew too much, and maybe even threatened to expose some of the darker side of the industry, possibly including Jay-Z. One fan said, "Rest in peace, DMX. This brother was on live, and he told us if anything happens to him, who to blame. Yet we still think in another fashion. No, he was killed. But people that have money know this, and they had the nerve to sweep it under the rug, for now, because what's done in the dark shall come to the light. You are missed. Love you still." And then another fan wrote, "I've been saying at the end DMX wasn't getting high, he was sober as a fish out of water. When the industry knows your past or weakness, they will use it later when they're tired of you, or you become a threat to their agenda." But what's your take on all this? Do you buy the idea that Jay-Z conspired against DMX? And do you think there's something suspicious about the official explanation of how X died? Leave your thoughts in the comments and don't miss this next video.